Hello and welcome back to Airbrush Ways. I'm Jack and today we're going to go through how I would do flames. So we've started off, if you can see there in front, we have a black panel. This is an aluminium composite panel which comes like this. So this is the aluminium, and then in the middle is like a plastic kind of stuff, if you can see that. So all I've done from this, taken off the protective sheet and then sprayed it black. And what I've used to spray it black is Autoborn Sealer Black, and its code is 6002. So that's what I've used to paint the panel. What I did was I scuffed it very lightly with a Scotch-Brite first, wiped it off and then sprayed the Autoborn Sealer on there. Let me see if I can just focus you in a bit better. Okay, so after that what we're going to do now is we're going to start with Wicked Colours. This is the detailed white. So we're going to start with that one. It's mixed with 4012 reducer, and this is going to get our basic pattern down before we start with the Candy 2Os. So what I'm going to use to do this flame work is the Candy 2O, and we have Tequila Yellow, Grabber Orange, Blood Red. As a carrier for the Candy 2O, we're going to be using 4030 balancing clay mix additive, and then once we've done the candy we're going to seal it in with 4040 bleed checker. So that's the plan, and we're going to start off, we're using our stencils that we made. So we have a few stencils here that we're going to start with, and we're just going to lay down a little bit of a flame pattern. The only thing I can say is when I'm doing this, I try to be aware that it doesn't end up just like lines, like spaghetti lines on the paper, little thin lines. The flame will start fairly broad here and come up, obviously it's moving, but it will start fairly broad and come up into the middle and kind of go a little bit narrower as we go along. So what I normally do is I start by just freehand laying in just where I think I'm going to be putting these little flame licks. So with those little lines in, I think you can see them there, I'm now going to get the stencil and I'm just going to go in where we have this curve. I want it to come in from a wide angle into a narrow angle, and then the same here where it comes out, I'll go into a wide angle into a narrow angle, and we start off, say for example with this one here, I want this angle to come out, say to here. So I'm going to use the stencil just to get this edge, and then with that then you can see we're then starting to bring it round. So the same thing here where I've gone wide and then gone from a wide angle, come around and it's fairly narrow there. I'm then going to do the same kind of thing then, and it means moving this around all the time. I'm going to do the same kind of thing between these two. And we've got the second one coming in here, so I'm going to use maybe come into this, put that on there, bring it around. So now we've got this I want to make sure as well that I don't just do the same thing so it ends up with loads of curves all going off the same way. You see the splatter effect that we did on one of the previous videos now comes in handy when I'm putting these kind of embers coming out through the flames. So from there then we can just kind of build these up a little bit more. Bear in mind when you're doing this, it's your flames, so you can build these up and do whichever way you want to do it. I'm just giving you an idea of how I'm putting these in, and the fact that when you're doing this, you're the one that's building this up, nobody else. So you decide, okay, that's enough or that's not enough, or I want to add a bit more to this, or I don't want to add any more to this. It's entirely up to you. The only thing I can say is when you're doing this, a lot of these flames and stuff are going to be kind of hotter at the bottom and in the middle, and that's where we need to put the whiter stuff. So where we've got this white is where we're going to be getting the hotter of the gases and the flames. And with that done, we're going to move on now and start with the tequila yellow. I've already mixed up a little bit of tequila yellow. We're now going to use this because it's transparent. It's just going to put a tint over stuff. So I'm going to use this initially around these edges just to see what we're coming up with. Okay, so that's our yellow. I'm just going to mix in. Okay, so from there a drop of 40-30, and then our next colour is Grabber Orange. Add a few drops into that 40-30, mix her up, and then we're going to go around the outside edges of these yellow bits that we've done. We're probably going over it as well, we're not just sticking to the edges. Okay, so from there then, that's our Grabber Orange. We're now going to put in on top of that Grabber Orange a little bit of the Blood Red, and then from there, just along the edges of the orange, in the middle there, I'm staying off the white itself, because the blood red over the white will kind of give us a bit of a pink shade into it. But other than that, okay, so from there I'm now going to come back in initially with the bleed checker. So that's the next job. Okay, so we've cleaned out the airbrush and I'm now going to put in some 40/40 bleed checker. That goes in unreduced, and the idea of this is the candy will bleed through the auto air colours if you put them up on top of it. So what I'm doing here now is I'm just going over the top of this with this candy. It's not reduced, it's just going over the top of the candy and the whites and everything else, and it's just going to seal it. So I can now put some more auto air colours, some Wicked or anything else, over the top of this. Okay, so we're just going to let that dry for a second and then we'll start back in with the Wicked white. Okay, so we're back with the Wicked white. I've just cleaned out the brush that we had the 40/40 in. So now I'm just going to dry this off with a bit more air. So just air at the moment. And then I'm going to come in with a different set of flames on top of this now. So the idea, just like I did before, without actually trying to follow everything that I've done there, is I'm just going to come in and bring a set of flame licks up. Just like that. So that's given us a little bit of an idea of where we're going to put these, and then I'm going to use this stencil you see how this starts to bring these things out. Don't be afraid to swap your stencils around, try something different in its place. So with those whites now back in on top of there, we're going to go in again now with a little bit of tequila yellow. Okay, so that's a quick demonstration of doing the fire. They won't pop as good as they can do until we clear coat it. I'm Jack, this is Airbrush Ways. Thanks for watching. If you like what I do, give us a thumbs up and don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and if you press the bell icon at the side of that, it'll notify you when I do a next video and put it up for you. Alright, thanks, bye.